Hello everyone and welcome to World of Go tonight. In our program haven't been out like for the last 2 years and lots of things have happened into the game in this time. So before starting this new section, we will start doing one short explanation about what do we have here. So let's roll it. Okay, it looks like we're having an issue. Oh, no, no, here. Let's roll it. In these last 2 years, what happened in Go? And it looks like that's all, folks. So let's start with more things. It looks like AI was the big issue in this last time. Now, starting the news, we will start with professional Go in Asia, like the news of Asia. In Asian Go news, I want to say that the the global pandemic had destroyed most of the international tournaments in the first part of the year, but just now it looks like they are restarting. We can see that the M Lily Cup has started, and oh, sorry, we have the M Lily Cup start, and in that tournament we had only 8 players left. 7 from China and 1 from Japan. Oh, thanks for the follow. Oh, I cannot read your name, sorry. In the in the Japanese player played by internet his match. Okay, that's something completely new for this kind of tournaments, and we can see here Ichiriki Ryo that tried his best, but he's out. He's out. He played with Keshie, not Keje. Please don't make that mistake. He played against Keshie and lost by in his internet game. So let's hope that these tournaments keep being played. In the other tournament that was being played now is the LG Cup. Okay, the LG Cup. We have seen some of the matches that were for the qualifying tournaments. In China, Japan, and Korea, all the qualifying tournaments have been played, and we have lots of players. We have some players from China that they're pretty high level that had to play in the qualies, like, let me read the names to not make a mistake. Gu Zihao, the number 4 in the world by Go ratings. Fan Junruo, number 7. Ding Hao, number 12. And Lian Xiao, number 14. Okay, the Korean players, I think that the best one was like 98 in the world. eh, and the best of Japan was 118. So it's pretty strange. This I always remember Blackie saying that the number 1 in the world could be Korean, but the number 2 there were like 10 players from China that could be the number 2. So it's like he's number 2. Oh, he's also number 2. Yeah, yeah, we can say that he's also number 2. And it could also be because LG Cup is a Korean tournament. So most of the top Korean players might be already in the tournament without the need of the qualifying rounds. Okay, if you want to see some of the qualifying matches, Kim Jung Jong here in Twitch made the review of some of the Choi Youngs and Lee Chan Ho's game. Well, let's keep playing for more tournaments. I want to finish saying that some local tournaments are starting in Japan. I cannot find any important match being played now, but we have the top 8 in the Ryosan Cup in Korea. The first match that was being played was Blackie's match, and I will keep using this random picture of him until in Viva they change it. I don't know how old he was here, but that's not Blackie that I know. But Blackie played in top 8 with Park Jung Hwan. I think that this is like the first top 8 of Blackie in 9 years. In his Viva profile, the last top 8 was in 2011. So, pretty nice. This game he lost, his second loss of this tournament against him, but it's also nice that he got here. Now we will go to the West, and we will start with Europe. Okay, in Europe we have a lot of things that have been happening. I think that they had let's say, okay, three big tournaments this week. Not this week, these last weeks. The first one was the China against Europe match. This China against Europe was pretty interesting. It was a 10 board game, and the format was that the player that won the match will be keep on playing. Each team had one female player, and at the start of the tournament, the Chinese player beat Ariane Auger, and the second round, the hero of Europe appeared in this tournament. We had Ben Drengenesia or Ben Zero. I will say Ben Zero because I'm pretty sure that I won't say his last name in a good manner. So Ben won his match against that player, and also in the next day he got a 2-win streak. Team Europe was 2-1, and this felt like they have a chance. But after that, the the Fire Empire attacked, and well, it attacked with the name of Jun Hao, that he not only beat Ben, he just destroyed all the games until China won 10 and 2. This was completely unexpected. Everybody was talking about, man, we know in Europe that we will lose this game. We know that that's no chance for us to win because the top 4 boards of China felt like the 4 horsemen of apocalypse. That strong they were. They had won several times international Go tournaments. I think that one of them had won the WAC 5 times. 5 times, man. Okay? So it was crazy. But we didn't get to see them because this 17-year-old from China just destroyed everyone else. So, China against Europe need some redemption. And after that, we had a second match. It was a 6 board match, but now we are not playing that strong amateur team of China. We have to understand amateurs in China sometimes are better than most some pros because in China you can get a good living being an amateur player and winning tournaments. So between being a mid-class pro and top amateur, most players decide to keep being amateur. So now they were going to play with an a pro team. Okay, that pro team is going to be a U under 16 players, and it was 10 boards. So in the first round of that, we had Victor Lin doing the impossible and winning his 10th board match. He was the only hope after some time in the match, and he get that victory for Europe to not get 10-0. So this round was 9-1. For me, this was super unexpected because Victor Lin was not even in the team for the other 10 board tournament. So I was not expecting that him could get this done. In his bios, he speaks a lot about his probably not trying to train so much, but he's doing a lot of goal related things. The second match, because this was a 2 days tournament, they will play 10 times, 10 matches one day, and the next, it was the time for revenge. So at that time, they were destroyed 9-1. But now is Ali Jabarin, the one that went one step further and he won his match. I think that this was completely unexpected because Ali was, I think, that the third board and he was playing against the second of China. And even with that difficult board, he got that victory. That was unexpected. That was incredible. Okay. So Ali make it this time and got one big and huge victory for Europe. And Europe can go out with their head looking further because they only lost 9-1 twice. Not 10-0, only 9-1. So good. Now let's get to the last European. Oh no, I have two more European news. The third one is the Europe Pro League. European Professional League is something that they are doing by internet right now, and this league is finished. Is finishing their like round robin group. The tournament was super fun. Okay, I think that the European Pro Federation that is streaming these games at the end of the week is getting the biggest numbers in the month of people seeing Go. Like the biggest about everything in Twitch. Okay, each week, like they are the stream with more viewers in the week. They're pretty interesting. One of the players that is not playing that day will review the games, and now we are finishing. We need the Artem against Pebble match that is going to be pretty decisive because the players that are in the playoffs, there are three, they are already fixed, are Ilya, Artem, and Pavel. But if Artem's 2-0s Pavel, Artem will be in the first place. Because I think because it doesn't appear anywhere, but normally for this kind of tournaments you use the head-to-head to make the difference in the match between them, and that way Pavel will have one victory, Artem will have three, and Ilya will have two. Okay, if Pavel wins, he has more victory points than anyone, so he stays 8 points and in the lead. And this is important because the player that wins the tournament won't have to play the semi-final round. So the second and third place will play a best of three between them, and the final is going to be a 5 week. Oh no, not 5 weeks. Sorry, 5 game tournament. Okay, I'm not sure if they will do 2 games per day like they have been doing until now. They say that the times will be the same for that final and semi-final, so it's possible that it's that way. Now, to close the European news, we have to talk about the Corona Cup, the tournament about a cup of Corona. Okay, this was the quarantine tournament that they made in Europe. And I was like, oh, this feels nice. It will be pretty normal, I think. But this was huge. Okay, They had tons of players, and there was like all the top players on most of the top players of Europe. We can see that they had Pavel, they had Ilya, they had Artem in the tournament. But the guy that got the best of all was Kim Jong-sam. Jong-sam Kim is like the number one player in Europe for the last year, I think. He's ranked number one, and I think that he has lost very few matches, and I think that mostly against another top players, but not of Europe. Okay, like for the I don't know for the European Go Congress, he lost against one of the Chinese players that went to play it. Okay, so this tournament is huge, and at the end of the tournament, Kim Jong-un got the 6 victories and got the prize. Second place was Pavel with 5 victories. This tournament is like how to call it is McMahon with a lot of different groups. So in top group he got the 6 victories and huge tournament for him. Uh, Before going to America, I want to say some things that for me what's a pity about the European events. I think that in Europe we lost the chance to get a lot of Western people seeing this match. In the China Europe matches, there was no streaming, there was nothing provided by the Europeans that we could see the match. One of the days I was thinking like, man, I will stream this thing, but well, I'm way weaker than them, so it won't be good. And it was like at 5 in the morning in Chile, so man, I will be so sleepy. But I think that it was a good chance to make a very nice stream. And well, I think that this is a way to get more supporters for their channel, more supporters for their tournaments, and to raise a little money with a very good quality stream. For the we now have just finished Europe and we will go to America, the place where Americans live. Okay, in America we have way less news. America made a tournament against China also. It was a six boards tournament against a Chinese team, amateur team, and it was not the same team that played against Europe. For me, that was pretty unexpected, and that talks that the people that made the tournaments had different people. Okay, so we are finishing this, and there was United States with Canada playing this match, and they just wanted to not be completely destroyed. And they have one savior. They lost the first match 5-1. And oh, sorry. And Albert Jen, a 7 Dan of only 20 years, one of the hosts of America, won the tournament, won his match in the tournament. He's a pretty new player there, but he's getting rank ups pretty fast. Last year he went to WAC and get the fourth place, so super duper nice. And this match he won against a female player of the team. The female player won the next match. He was the one that had the better games the 2 days. So pretty interesting. And they just finished 5-1 and 6-0. Okay. It was funny to see the stream of that match. If you want to see it, it's in the Use Go tweet because um, oh, I don't remember the name of 298, but he was super hype about this, and he told us that they had a conversation between the two teams that Stephen Hu thinks that if this finish 6-6, they will decide this by a board that was the main board. Okay, they decide the main board. Pretty strange for me. It was not the first board; it was the second. Okay, so we they will be deciding in the case of a tie, the deciding match will be the second board. Well, not near a tie, but they did their best. And we finished with USA news. I couldn't find a lot of things in United States that was happening that was interesting. So before going, we will go to Latin America. Why Latin America? Because I'm from Latin America, and we should have we or be part of news here. So going to Latin America, we had like two big things that I will talk, and there are more small things that I will like keep it for next week because man, we have been like half the time. Mexico is in Latin America. It's not in South America. Man, they speak Spanish. Okay, I will stop this. Well, in Latin America, we had the first quarantine tournament. Okay, this was played the first and second. Oh, it's in the match. Man, you cannot see well. That's your issue, not my fault. Okay, it was the first quarantine tournament. The 1st and 2nd of May, we had this tournament online with more than, I think that they were just 60 players. But being honest, I will say they were 55 because 55 players played this tournament by the 2 days. They complete the tournament. Okay, for us, I was one of the players that was in not playing. I was in the team that made the tournament possible. So when we made this tournament, we were talking a lot about what we think that we need to make this a success, and we said 50 people. 55 or 60 was pretty nice. This tournament had some issues, and the winner of the tournament was Ricardo Quintero, that in the first round he beat Emil Garcia, that was the player to be expected, the winner of the tournament. Ricardo kept playing a pretty calm and neat kind of go the world tournament after that, getting leads in all his game. I think that most of his games were pretty calm, and he just started to get a little and little and bigger difference until he win. Okay, it felt pretty good. This tournament, like I said, had finished with everything that we wanted. So after the quarantine tournament, I want to give a news that we will probably have a Chinese against Latin America match. This we already made most of the countries of Latin America had to send their possible representatives for this tournament. In Chile, we had it the last weekend, and we will play with 6 players, 6 male players, 2 female players, and 2 players under, I think, 18. Okay, to be honest, I think that we will get destroyed 10-0. But we can always have a chance that our national hero, not national, our regional hero, Fernando Aguilar, gets one win for the team and just rock it with that. Okay? Maybe Abraham Florencia can do it also, but well, I'm hoping to don't be 10-0. I'm hoping to be 9-1. But let's say it. Oh, I think that it's not being being mean with the other two category of players, but in females and in younger than 18, we should get destroyed. I think that our best player that is like 18 or weaker or younger, sorry, might not be that player. So maybe it's a 5Q that will play, and that makes everything super hard. Okay, maybe we will get some kind of handicap for that match, and that way it will get better. But I haven't read about that kind of deal. Before the closings, I want to talk about two big issues. Okay, this is no more news, just big issues that I want to say. First of all, oh well, the image doesn't work. But first of all, I want to talk about the coronavirus and what made with our landscape of tournaments. At this point, I think that all the big amateur championships for this year have been cancelled or postponed. In this list, we have the US Go Congress, the European Go Congress, the WAC, the female WAC, the Pair Go Handicap Tournament, the Pair Go tournament that was being played in May. We had also tons of smaller tournaments. And at the point of this video, there's only two major tournaments that haven't been cancelled. The KPMC, that in Korea it looks like they are pretty sure that they will play it, and the Latin American Congress. Okay, that are the only two big tournaments that are still not having said that they will be cancelled or postponed. But I think that we have, and I want to invite our community of players to think of ways to get this game to more people with compelling, with all the problems that the coronavirus had gave us. We have to think how to get this that we love to more people. Ways to make lessons on internet for new players in a better way. Okay, we have to think of how we can make this experience that Hans talking work in internet. How we can teach new players using the online things that we have. And I really want to invite everyone to think of this. Let's talk about this because I think that, at least for me, it's pretty hard to get the same feeling in the world that is right now. And we should try to keep the social distancing up, the physical distancing up, and at the same time, give everyone the go that we love to their homes. So, thanks to everyone that was here. This video will be uploaded at YouTube maybe this Saturday, and we will keep doing this kind of news if you guys like it, and we will do it this in Spanish the Saturday also.